Hi. Welcome in, everyone. Welcome to the Genesis Cup number 4. I'm Lightning, joined in the booth by Sporty. Ignore the scuffed beginning. Production just said go without any warning. Thank you, Nick, for this lovely, lovely beginning to the stream. I don't care if it froze. Anyways, speaking of things that won't freeze, the action tonight definitely won't be one of the things freezing on the stream. Otherwise, we're gonna have some problems. Sporty, we're coming into this with some interesting names in the bracket. We got Concord University, which is comprised of 2/3 of the strictly business roster of Crispy and CMOS up in the uppers, on track to take on the former winners of number 3, 99x36.
But before they get to take on 99x36, they've got to take on Whatever Though. So a tough matchup in the upper bracket. This is a Whatever Though team that I always mention is definitely one of those underdog rosters here. Pig Beast, Thule, and Solar. But as you said, Concord are the favorites here with Crispy, CMAS, and DJ TJ, who himself also is a pretty recognizable collegiate coach. He's been in a couple different colleges in the past, so we'll get to see them here tonight. DJ is also going to take him to the field for, I think, what they said that will be their first game here. Before I'm assuming they're going to sub him out and bring in Helix. So we'll get into these things very soon. This is a best of 3 matchup here with Concord University, Whatever Though. And you said it again, 2/3 of the old strictly business roster that consistently made top 16, even made it, I think, as far as top 8 in the RLCS North American qualifiers. This is a team that can do well, a team that is expected to do well. They are, in fact, the number 1 seed, as you said, 99x36. Underside of the bracket, that would be a fun team that they're expected to play against, though. We'll give you more updates on how their match is going as they're taking on Norms in their upper semi-finals at this moment. But let's get things going here. It is Concord University on the blue, Whatever Though on the orange. The Whatever Though side mentioned already as the vast underdogs in this matchup as Concord look to continue their way through. It's Crispy, CMAS, and DJ TJ, and for a roster that is easily the number 1 seeds here in this event, being the players that have made it to top 8 RLCS North American qualifiers, you would expect this match to be easy for them, but we'll see how things go. We're getting so close to the collegiate, to the time where the collegiate tournaments start happening, that for these players, every tournament they're playing is going to feel like it's practice for them, because they gotta get goals, they gotta get plays going, and more importantly, they gotta warm up for what will be a very competitive collegiate season.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what happens in CRL this time around. There's a couple new names coming into the scene and a couple names that are going to be leaving, so it's going to throw a little bit of a power shift into those teams, and it's going to really change the script on some of them. What's not going to be changing in script so far is this Concord University team holding dominance on the field. As CMOS looking for that back wall read, won't be able to get it, so it's going to be out to the midfield. And speaking of that top 8 RLCS, please don't keep reminding me of that time frame, because if I'm not mistaken, that was the same RLCS run where Alpha Cat made top 16, if I'm not mistaken, because of the also faded first killer internet crash causing them the DQ, if I'm not mistaken. Which was not a pretty look for that scene of the RLCS, but regardless, you know, things happen.
What it was that they got top 8, and I'd have to do some research at some point in the future here, but what I can say, though, Concord University have scored first and have done a pretty good job at maintaining their composure. And I expected Crispy and CMS really leading this roster overall. These two have built up a lot of chemistry. They've played together a lot. They've obviously are now on the same collegiate team as well. They've been, I think, committed to Concord for a while, so no surprise that these players part of the ever-growing European shift into the North American collegiate scene, and are definitely looking to keep that chemistry flowing here. Is DJ TJ around them here, a very smart player from what I've heard as well. He's a coach. He's done a lot of managing work. He's the kind of player who you'll often see use his brain in a lot of situations, so expect him to play a very, very smart positional-based style. And so far, he's done that. He's been playing a little further behind Crispy and CMS, have been playing a little bit more soloist, and he's done a pretty good job at filling in those holes where Crispy and CMS can't be.
Yeah, and that can definitely be paramount on an offense, so long as they don't get into situations that are a little sticky, but they do get bailed out, unfortunately for Thule, that shot attempt will not come to fruition as this one's going to lazily float in front of the net. Rallos will be collecting this one out of the corner, bringing it down low, gets it by one, looking to get it by CMOS. Won't be able to do so. CMOS does get the read. We'll feed this one out to Pig B, who's going to try to take a shot at net. Won't be able to find his mark, though. So as we approach 2 minutes, it's still a 1-goal lead for Concord, but this is a very fragile lead and could go either way at a moment's notice. It's just going to be dictated by which one of these teams can line up their opportunities a little bit more efficiently.
Yeah, it definitely does feel like it's just about the efficiency here as Concord University will chase this one down. Everybody on Concord, by the way, actually has a bit of an internet issue right now. Everybody is got the flashing yellow signs that they're having internet problems, and that may have just contributed to this goal from Solar. I don't know what the internet's like at Concord University, but clearly it's having a moment right now, and all three players are feeling it.
I guess my question would be, are they on their home servers or are they in the US? Because if they're in the US, then that's definitely not something that can be like being allowed to have happened. But if you're on your home servers, because Crispy and CMOS are transplants from the EU, then I guess it would make sense that they would be having some internet issues. Regardless of what the case is, we're all tied up at 1 apiece, and we are quickly approaching 1 minute left of regulation in game number 1. CMOS gonna read this one from the side wall, looking for an opportunity. Has a pass attempt in the toe. Won't be able to find it though, as Rallos will pop this one. Crispy 50s it out to the side. Thule and Pig B hunting as a team. Won't be able to get anything done here though. DJ will feed this one out to the side. Pig B gets the pass but gets bumped as well. Heads up play by CMOS to keep that one from being dangerous. So we will get into the final 60 seconds here, and these teams are fighting tooth and nail for these goal attempts.
Yeah. Impressive performance here for whatever, though, so far. Only holding Concord University to 1 goal as this game has progressed, but it's going to be so tough to get that second one because, I mean, this Concord team has really held possession for the entirety of this game so far, and they're really not trying to play at an elevated pace. They're just playing for consistency, for control, but they're going to have to pick up the pace a little bit here as time is winding down in regulation. It is tied, but still looking for something here as CMOS looking for the bump on Thule. He'll take it to the side wall and look to dribble this one away. The infield option is Pig B. Will get the demo. And another one is coming through as it's Solar waiting back. CMOS on the bump. Crispy will keep things airborne, but this ball is waiting in the midfield. Someone can hit it as it will be up. Pig B waiting. Will look for Thule as it's pinched above the goal. CMOS will look for a quick break. He's got Crispy ahead, but the pass just a little too strong, and we go to overtime.
A little bit fitting for the first match of the night on stream to go to OT. It's Crispy. Bring this one high, gets it by 1. Won't be able to get it by the second. Thule out of boost. Won't be able to maintain control. Will have to count on Rallos to bail him out. Pig B reading this one from the back wall. Has DJ on the side. Gets it under Crisp, but this ball's slow rolling. Gonna have a lot of time for anything to happen off the post. It's off the mark, but Thule is there in time for the follow-up, and whatever though will take game number 1.
The vast under in this matchup, and I've said it before, this is a team that can create upsets. We've seen it before, and so many weekly events that this team likes to sign up for that they can do it. Double commit, they haven't exactly found that same success, but if they're looking for upsets, Concord University are that team to beat, and with how they played in game 1, Concord definitely had to slow down a little bit here and get things going up next. But hey, whatever though, is a step closer to the winners finals. They're proving that they can make upsets happen. And Concord University now have to watch their backs. It was a team that played very cautiously in game 1, very slowly. They're going to need to pick up the pace a little bit going into game 2 if they really want to outplay whatever though, because from my experience, whatever though does sometimes struggle with the quicker pace.
Yeah, especially once their feet are held to the fire consistently is when that team tends to start falling apart. You see the mistakes start happening, and you know those can be really detrimental for any team in any capacity. I mean, if you're able to outpace a team, then it's just that. I mean, you really can't ask for more. If you can beat them in pace, in timing, and in skill, then obviously you're going to win the game 9 times out of 10. this could have been that 10th time, that 1 out of 10, where whatever though did end up winning this. But that's going to be left up to this game to see if that was truly a fluke or if this Concord University team was just holding back for that first match and just wasn't quite clicking on all cylinders.
The way that Concord University is looking like they're playing, the way it looks like this team is feeling, they clearly think it's that 1 out of 10 time. Even before this game started, it was Simon sent in a little message that that looked like it was that he wasn't really all that concerned for this team. And I think Concord University, you know, they definitely have the ability to beat this team. I mean, with all the pressure they had in Game 1, if they're able to recreate that, you really feel like it's their game to lose. And well, we'll have to see if repeating that same structure does work, because I don't think they're going to change anything going into this game of really how they want to play, as that somehow fell in. Solar was out of position, and Simasu just won a challenge on the sidewall. I don't know if he was expecting there to be nobody back, but with nobody back, it goes in.
An unfortunate first goal, but sometimes that's how the cookie crumbles, as we're going to be going on to the second kickoff, and CMOS might get another one here. Thankfully, Ralos is back. This one feeds out to the center. Pig B with the missed ball. Won't be able to do a lot. CMOS killing this one from the side. Pig B getting another touch on this one. Defeated out to the side. Just long enough for it to be cleared away. TJ will clear this one from the corner. Pops it over to Uli, who just gets enough contact to maintain control. Crispy goes airborne. He is around 2, only has 1 to beat. CMOS with the shot will be just off its mark. Zeralos will be credited with the save, but ended up hitting the crossbar in any capacity. CMOS chasing this one into the corner. Won't be able to do a ton as it's into the center for Ralos, and it's a tied game.
Yeah, it's just gonna find its way through. It snuck in with the infield pass. Great recognition out of them. That Concord University fell apart there, had everybody commit to that challenge. And when you have a little opening, that is something that whatever though can take. Great on them for recognizing it. That is a very tough job, as out across the goal will be CMOS, challenged by Thule. Crispy will play it to the corner as Solar, Pig Beast, CMOS missed on it. DJ's gonna have the ball, an open room now for Concord, but great recognition from Thule, who being the highest ranked player here, no surprise he's gonna get involved in a lot of these plays, get involved in a lot of the plays where he shuts down individual mechanical options here. As now a shot for Solar. That one had a lot of pace, but Crispy will be waiting back, and gotta love what whatever though is doing. A lot more passing, a lot more really playing to each other's strengths here, and it's something that we didn't see a lot of in Game 1, a very slow, very challenge-heavy style. Now we're seeing a lot more passes, a lot more options to each other. This could really open up the playing field, as Concord just didn't see any of that in Game 1.
Yeah, and you can also see that they're starting to utilize the boost pathing a little bit more as well, starving Concord for the resources as much as possible, which is opening a lot of these plays up. But they still got to be careful. Concord is not a team to really be trifled with. As mentioned, this is an RLCS capable squad, or at least 2/3 of what was one, as DJ is going to feed this one over to CMOS. It's going to be into the corner. Won't be able to find that second touch as Thule's going to go airborne. Looks for the flip reset. Won't be able to find it. Feeds it softly off the wall, and that one's going to find its way into the back of the net. A little bit of a miscue off of Concord, as it looked like Crispy was going to make contact, as was DJ, but neither of them able to make contact with the ball, and just leaving that one wide open, and that's going to allow whatever, though, to take the lead.
Yeah, that boost pathing has made its mark there. DJ had nothing on the back wall, and Crispy really only had about 30 in the tank there. It was a situation where Concord University just don't have enough boost to do what they want to do. And whatever, they're doing a good job of recognizing it, as that's going to roll in front of the net, and it's going to go in the net. Crispy on the end of it as a demo, perfectly timed, will lead to a wide open net for Crispy.
It's just so fast for these goals to be scored. I mean, 1 second, they're up by 1, and then the next is all tied up, and then the next few seconds, it could be this Concord University team going up by 1. Sometimes it's just Rocket League, though. You just got to be kind of prepared for everything and anything in this game, and if you're not, then you're gonna be severely surprised by what could happen in the span of time that it takes for you to merely blink. This one's gonna be out into the corner. It's gonna be a really hard fought clear off to the side as Thule finally getting this one out of whatever those corner, but only for just a moment, as it's going to be fed right back. Concord University really fighting to get this one net side, and will finally find dividends as DJ TJ will pop this one into the back of the net to take that 1-goal lead.
Big Thule, that's usually a read he makes. That is surprising to me that he doesn't have that one. He must have expected the shot was going to be a whole lot earlier, because he jumped up before that ball even made contact with the back wall. Clearly worried about the potential that Concord University could challenge extremely early to that play, and, well, they didn't. They waited, and he made the mistake that gave that open net. Now, whatever those, got a rebound now from a 1-goal deficit, as this one will be passed across, and time's running low here for them. They've got less than a minute left in this game, and they're going to have to make something happen, and something happen quickly. It's cleared away by Solar. Crispy keeps this one back. Pigby stuck in the air. Will have two in front, but can get around one, pinching at midfield for Solar. Back and forth they go, playing laterally across the field. Double tap, Seamaster clear. This one is left for Thule, who will play for the sidewall. The second touch, that's on target, but Crispy is ready as Big Beast goes. This one is sent down the field, and now sent through the throat to the blue. Thule through, flip reset, wide, Solar in, tie game.
Tough situation for Concord as just misses again playing that defense, and whatever though are right on top of it the second that opportunity presents itself. And if they're able to keep capitalizing on those mistakes, we could see Concord go down to that lower bracket a little bit quicker than what they would like. 20 seconds remains on the clock though, so there's still time for either one of these teams to find their footing, but it's just going to be a matter of time, and it's going to be Pig B taking the lead, whatever though, in prime position to knock Concord down.
Another dear Crispy. I mean, it's not an easy play. He was getting chased in the net, but that's when you expect him to get. And this late in a game that you have to win, that is heart-shattering for Concord University. Now they gotta find a goal late as time is running out for them. This one is in the orange half. DJ TJ can't get around Thule, but it's Seamas with Crispy on their side. Can he find the pass? No, he can't. It is clear to the end of the field. Crispy keeps it up, but he will have to try a little bit more. Flick past one, up for DJ TJ. Thule, the last one back, but he'll play this one away. Seamas to Crispy, the Europeans trying to link things up as Thule keeps the play going. Seamas in front of his net, in front of the danger, but it's Crispy away. DJ TJ to keep things alive. Crispy can't get to it, and whatever though, upset the #1 overall seed.
A tough break. They almost were able to run it back at the end. They could definitely sense that there is a chance that one stayed up long enough for them to fight their way back, but Concord University will find themselves down in the lower bracket, which was, I don't think, part of their plan for the night. They came in with a lot of confidence that they were going to be able to take down this whatever though team, and just weren't able to hold up their end of the bargain as the games progress. Now, they're going to have a little bit of waiting time down in that lowers as they wait for these matches to progress. But what we're not going to have to wait for is very long for this next matchup, as it's going to be a rematch from last week of 99x36 versus whatever though. And Sporty, this could definitely be an interesting matchup, especially with whatever though taking down Concord. They could be coming off of this pretty hot, and it could be difficult for 99x36 to handle if they're not prepared for it.
Yeah, definitely will be, but whatever though, already a proven one upset. We know that 2 is not too unlikely with this team, but we're going to go to a little bit of a break to get things set up and get our upper finals ready here. As mentioned already, 99x36 taking on whatever though, a rematch from last week's Genesis Cup. We'll be back very soon. Give us a few minutes and your upper finals will be right here for you.
welcome back for the second time for Genesis number 4. Once again, Lightning and Sporty in the booth coming at you live. We're going up for the next match. It's 99x36 and whatever, though. These two teams, as previously mentioned, have fought against each other in the last week's series. So it's going to be interesting to see which one of these teams comes out on top. Now, the last week, if memory serves, the teams were a little bit different, as whatever though had a different composition of players, if I'm not mistaken, as I don't believe Pig B was playing that day. Sporty, do correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, you are wrong. Pig B was playing that day. Pig B was playing. Yeah, they were. I don't know if we were streaming that match, though. No, we were streaming that match. Yeah, Pig B was. They just go by Liv on Wikipedia. So they have a different name on Wikipedia. But it is Pig B. That is Pig B. They're on whatever, though. But I will say the difference part, though, is they were not playing in the upper finals. They were playing in the upper semifinals. So they played earlier in the day, and it was a best of 3. It ended in a 2-0 sweep. 99x36 beat them down quite handily. Now in the upper finals, we'll see if they can do it again 2 weeks in a row. But with how whatever, though, has been playing, they did take down Concord University. I mean, this is definitely a team where if they can beat Concord University, they can beat 99x36.
Absolutely, and it's just going to be remained to be seen what exactly happens, because 99x36 has seemed to be their kryptonite for the longest time, even before the loss of Naya, when they're still going by Llama Champions. This roster just always seems to have given them problems. So it's going to be interesting to see how they compose themselves this time around, or whether or not this is going to be the same case of just 99x36 having their way with this team. So that one's going to be out into the center. Ralos barely getting back in time. This tool is going to feed this one out to the side. Pigeon missing the mark will have to be Lev. Reading this one from the back corner. Gets 50. Pig B gonna be making a touch, but won't be able to do a whole lot with the ball. It's gonna be Resno getting demoed on the back line. Whatever, though, fighting to get this one out of their own half and keep it on that attacking position on 99x36's side of the field. But this ball just seems keen on coming back time and time again, and they are not here for it.
No, they are. X36, I don't think we're all surprised with the fact that this team is playing as they usually are. Fast, aggressive, mechanical. That's the way that 99x36 likes to win their matches, and it's something, again, that this whatever their team does not handle well. They do not like fast-paced teams, and they do not especially like teams that outplay them in those mechanics. So that's something that you'll have to look out for. But in best of 5, I will give whatever though more time to really make it known what they mean, as that should have been a goal for Solar right in front of the net, and a play that goes wide of the target. I like whatever though has done on offense and their passing and their chemistry, but against a team as fast-paced as 99x36 is, that defense is going to be the major concern.
Yeah, absolutely. And thank you for saying that was Solar. It's been a long day for me. I had to work and then came to do this, so it did not click for me until just now that is Solar backwards. So kudos to you, I guess. Egg on my face. But you know who's not getting egg on their face? Either one of these teams, because it's still a scoreless game as we approach halfway point. It's just rather surprising. I wouldn't have suspected that either one of these teams would not have found a goal yet with how they played in previous. But with the way that these matches have gone in history, would say that we're going to be seeing a goal here fairly soon, and there it is, as Pigeon will be scoring the first goal.
Yeah, Thule just didn't have the read. Was, I think, worried that Resno would be there a little bit too fast and wanted to try to get that bounce off the corner, but clearly a bit too low, just not able to manage that touch, and it will make things just a little bit more difficult here for whatever though in game 1. And if it helped you out here at all, Lightning, I knew that Ralos was Solar, but not in the way you expected. I did not realize that that's just Solar's name's backwards. The only reason I knew it was Solar is because it's the only player that on the roster that wasn't accounted for in this game. And you know what? I think we both deserve a little bit of egg on our face, because it didn't even click in my mind that it's totally Solar's name but backwards. So I feel like I myself also have to share in the shame a little bit.
I get it. I mean, in my excuse, in my defense, I work a full-time job before coming in there. I'm in the sun all day. Cooks my brain a little bit. You know who else's brains are getting cooked? Whatever though, as Pigeon once again slotting one into the back of the net. Pig B unable to find the defensive positioning to read that one out of the back of the net. And 99x36 will take a 2-goal lead with a minute and 44 seconds remaining left in this first matchup. And whatever though is really scrambling to find that first answer of their own.
As 99x36, again, as expected, you said it there, this team's kryptonite, this team, whatever though, just cannot seem to handle this roster. It can't seem to handle Pigeon and Lev clearly, as now it's a 3v1. Resonal will be stopped by Solar as Pigeon waiting back. Pig B will go for the clear as Thule's waiting. That's a great block on defense, and again, 99x36, as like they were against this team beforehand, they're not doing anything crazy. They're actually playing slower than they often do. And the reason why is because they know they've got the mechanics, they've got that team chemistry, they've got that control, and they've really got the history against this whatever those side. They're very calm, very composed, and very much in control, and that's usually how they play against the team, and usually how they win against whatever though. So this game one, I'm going to be honest right now, doesn't feel any different than their series last week, their series at times and times before. It is very controlled by 99x36, and right now, whatever though, again, it's going to be up to them if they can somehow turn around what has been the usual outcome of matches like these.
Yeah, it's going to take a lot of creativity and a lot of changes to their play style if they're going to be taking this 99x36 team down a few pegs. So far, they've not been able to disrupt these rotations whatsoever or get 99x36 on their back heels, which is going to be crucial in getting some of these offensive opportunities to go through in any meaningful manner. The Solar is going to be fighting for this one on that side wall. Thule coming up from behind, won't be able to do anything as this one's cleared all the way into the corner. It's going to be zeros on the clock, and 99x36 will be taking game number 1 away from whatever though.
Yeah, now that means they're 2 wins away. This is, I don't think we mentioned yet, this is a best of 5, so it's a slightly longer series, meaning there's more time for whatever, though, to make a response. When they played last week, it was a best of 3 in the upper semifinals. This week, it's a little bit different. The addition of Concord University has actually pushed them to the other side of the brackets, and, well, I thought initially that wouldn't favor them too much because of how good Concord is, but clearly, they know how to handle Concord. They do not know still how to handle 99x36. And if you are wondering what's happening to Concord, they're in the lower bracket right now, and they're one series win away from the lower finals. So for whatever though, they might have to prepare for a rematch in the lower finals, which could be, exciting, but could also be terrifying, I think, for this whatever though side, knowing that they got to win against Concord University, knowing that team can beat them, that it's going to be close.
Yeah, it's going to be a little bit of a frightening prospect indeed, especially with how Concord performed. I mean, you really would have expected that team to do a lot better, and that can also just be kind of chalked up to the fact that they came in a little bit too headstrong, a little bit too cocky. You got that kind of background behind them coming in, and just knowing that they have that RLCS experience, maybe it just went to their head a little bit too much, and they said, all right, well, these are just, lower SSLs, they really don't have much to prove, and they don't feel that pressure, and they're just going to be falling to that team when in most cases they really shouldn't, and that can definitely be damaging to the ego just a little bit. I'm sure Concord are going to be wanting to come back and really just show what exactly they're capable of. And it's going to be just time for now. I mean, you really just got to see how that lower bracket kind of pans out and how the grand finals will shape up as we get through the night. But right now, we still have to get through the rest of the finals, as this one's going to be out into the side for Solar to read. Lev will break that play up out to the midfield. Going to get 50'd away by Thule. Down. It's going to be all of 99x36 trudging this one forward to the goal. Won't be able to find their mark, though. But Resonal on top of it. This one's staying in on whatever those defensive third, and they're going to be very keen on getting this one cleared away.
Yeah, and I like the confidence this team has as well. I don't know if you realize, but when Lev had the ball, he was still being challenged, and everybody on his team decided to push forward for the play. They wanted that pass, and that's how much this team trusts in each other, that they have no problem sending everybody upfield, knowing that they can recover to defense. And that's something that even a lot of long-standing teams like this, whatever side has generally been a pretty long-standing team, don't always share. They usually have somebody back. 99x36 don't. They like to go all up on offense. That is something that you'll see a lot of from this team, and I'm sure as this match continues, you're going to see it more and more, that whenever they go to offense, it's not a two-person offense, it's a three-person offense. Everybody is staying high up the field.
Yeah, and one of those key things about a good offense is how quick and consistent you can be. Resinal definitely quick to this one, as Pigeon gonna pass that one across, gets the demo on the back line, and it's just oh so easy after that. You put the defense on the back heels and then just slap one on home. 99x36 taking the lead here in game number 2. And that script is furthering itself more as the bump play won't be found, and Lev will keep this one out. 99x36 not only showing offensive dominance, but defensive dominance, shutting the door on whatever, though, the second the opportunity presents itself.
As the challenge continues here, 99x36 continuing to play the lead and continuing to make whatever, though, chase them down, as this has really been a lot of these games have gone, whatever, though. Still, again, struggling with the way that 99x36 conducts their offense and the way that they really are able to conduct themselves individually. It's something that a lot of teams don't handle well, and whatever they'll handle especially poorly, as Resinal looking for the bump will leave things back for Pigeon, who plays it off the corner. Actually, it's a masterful first touch from Pigeon. Nobody can challenge him here, and he's got so much room to make things happen. Offense for 99x36 guaranteed, but no goals on this play, at least not yet, as Resinal will challenge. Thule will be waiting back, and I just noticed what kind of car Thule's in. He's gone for, well, I don't know if that's a Sentio. I don't think it's a Sentio, but looks like one. It's definitely a flat car. Clearly trying to do anything he can to relax things, including playing in a silly-looking car, as in front of the net, saves away. Pigeon will clear, and 99x36 holding on that one goal lead. They didn't get a lot of goals last game. They aren't going to get a lot of goals this game. They're going to need to make sure that they stay focused as time continues to tick away for whatever, though, and their chances to win game 2.
Hey, don't let Azapatos hear you say that. He will come and haunt your dreams if you talk bad about his Sentio.
I'm mostly concerned about that boost. I don't think I've ever seen him use a boost that had a boost that loud. Is that the that's the rainbow boost? I don't think I've seen players use it, usually as a joke. I don't think I've seen Alex Shoes use that before, but if he ever has, I apologize. Clearly it works, as Resinal, clearly his junk works here. 2 goals on 99x36. And even though I think whatever those trying to calm things down, that flat hitbox for Thule has not helped him in that challenge.
Yeah, any little bit of advantage you can get on that height on those challenges is going to be pretty crucial, especially when it's right in front of your net, which is not the ideal location for a 50. Unfortunately, Thule was just a little bit too slow to figure out what he wanted to do, whether or not he wanted to go up, whether or not he wanted to flick it. And Resinal was going to be all over that every day of the week. So we got a 2-goal lead for 99x36 going into this final 60 seconds. And right now, it looks like whatever, though, is on pace to go join Concord University down in that lower bracket, as this one's going to be fed out to the middle. It's going to be Solar with the read off the backboard. Resinal quickly on top of it, though. It's going to be Thule from the mid. Not going to have any teammates in tow, though, so that one's going to be an opportunity that's going to be passed. And that's going to be past all of the defenders as Resinal rings another one on home. And with 37 seconds remaining, with how 99x36 has been playing, I think it's safe to say that is the nail in the coffin.
Yeah, it definitely is a goal that should secure this game as well here. As we keep things going off the back wall. They'll get a 4th one. Why not? Another goal in. If you thought the last goal wasn't enough, this should be enough. Resinal throws it in the back of the nets, and it's a 4-0 lead, and it's just making things worse. Resinal, by the way, also has all 4 goals this game, and all 6 shots for 99x36. Clearly, they know what they're doing here, and clearly they know how to take down whatever, though. They've done it so many times. And in fact, they know it so well, they haven't even given up a goal to them just yet this series. We may be on history to see our first perfect sweep in a best-of-5 in double commit history. From what I know, I haven't seen one on this stream before, and this could be a potential first, as Lev will look for another. But late in this game, 99x36 are looking quite comfortable, quite confident, and well, they have match point. They should be confident with the way they've been playing. This whatever the roster still has not figured them out.
And that seems to be the case, and most likely will continue to be the case here. Zeros are on the clock, so 99x36 will take game number 2. And just like that, they're going to be finding themselves on match point. Whatever, though. Like you said, they need to figure something out. It's been time and time again, though, that they haven't been able to. And history is a really strong indicator that they're very stringent on keeping that same gameplay. And if that gameplay isn't
lost
working,
Lightning there, guys. I think we've lost Lightning on us. Like the microphone decided to give out on him for a moment. So while we try to get Lightning to reconnect and get those mic issues fixed, or maybe it's my headset. Actually, no, I think my headset cut out. 1 second. Let's see.
I lost.
Let's see, maybe it's my headset. Lightning. I apologize for interrupting you. Yeah, we're about to go into our next game here in this best of 5. I think I just interrupted Lightning. I'm so sorry, buddy. As well, yeah. Lightning, we good?
Yep.
Yeah, you know, it wasn't you. It was me. It's my headset that turned off. I thought you just muted yourself on stream. It's me. You know, even more egg on my face. I made a mistake last series. Tonight seems to be the night of me having all these technical issues, but fortunately we're back. Lightning, well, before you very rudely interrupted you were talking about this upcoming Game 3 and how important it was for whatever, though.
Yeah, no, they definitely got to get some sort of clear and concise picture of what they want to do. I mean, you come at this 99x36 team with the same game plan time and time again. Eventually, you kind of got to get the inkling that something needs to be changed. Something needs to be a little bit altered in order to throw 99x36 off of their game ever so slightly, whether it's introducing more demos, getting a little bit more physical, trying to get a little bit more pass heavy, utilizing legitimately anything to try to throw a hitch in their plans. It just needs to be done. Something needs to change in their game plan to set themselves up for success. They can't just keep throwing themselves at the same brick wall time and time again and not expect to get concussed repeatedly if they keep doing it.
Yeah, I think X36 are also prepared for a potential match with Concord. They haven't played Concord University yet in this bracket, but I'm sure they know, having been in these brackets before, that them not being the #1 seed in an event is always a surprise. Well, they're already going to get a goal here. They really want to play in that grand finals, as a early block will not be enough from Bigby, as Lev will turn one in. But as I was saying, they're not the #1 seed in this bracket. They were last time around then. They swept almost all of their opponents. This time around, they are not the #1 seed. They know Concord University are winning the lower bracket. They know that team is a team that they're likely to play against as well later in this bracket. It's either them or whatever, though, as that's another goal from Lev. 2 goals off of the kickoff. And X36 have scored so often, but again, they're preparing for just about anyone to play against that in that grand finals, including, again, a Concord University team that is the top seed in this bracket, is a team that they've got to be prepared to play against, because it's very likely that they could play against them in the final match of the night.
Yeah, it is fully something that they need to be ready for, as this is going to be the first time that they've scored this entire series against 99x36, as Pig B going to be slotting one on the home. And it's just unfortunate. It really is unfortunate that they're going to be struggling so hard against this team. You really would have expected a little bit more fight out of them coming into this as they get a second goal. As I'm saying that, it's just the icing on the cake of the caster curse. But, you know, at the end of the day, it's 2 goals. You got a long road to go. They need to be able to keep this one up if they want to see success.
And more importantly, we've had 4 straight kickoff goals so far. This has been a little unprecedented here to see that many goals off kickoff. We might see another one as Lev will get that block, and finally we'll actually get some normal movement between these teams, and rather than seeing them in the same kickoff spots time and time again, as Resinal blocked by Thule, Lev demoed away, but it will be Thule to shoot, Pigeon to save, and finally a little bit of normalcy in this game, albeit we haven't seen much so far in this winners finals, as Lev will look to play through Thule. Pigeon with the win on the challenge. This one played to the back wall by Solar. Double commit, though, means that net's not very well covered, but Thule is back, and well, he's got a full tank of boost. Will not have any issues handling this one, as 99x36 will have to hit it back a little bit further, but it's Resinal down the field. Thule wasn't ready. That one will not be on target, but it will at least put a little bit of pressure on them here, as Pigeon back wall will leave it for Lev. Not very confident in his abilities. Will wait this one back. Flip reset. Lev to the back wall will win that challenge. Thule does well to get rid of it here, and it will be Solar to clear.
Yeah, this ball is not staying out of their half, though, as it's immediately just shot right back to the net time and time again. And that pressure will eventually come crashing down on top of them if they cannot keep this ball out of their half. It's going to become paramount for them to be able to find some sort of sustained offensive pressure against 99X36 unless they find themselves down in that lower bracket. It's going to be out into the corner. Pigeon's going to be reading this one, keeping the offense sustained for ever more seconds as it ticks down off the clock. 3 minutes remain in this regulation as it's going to be Tooley taking a shot. Won't be able to find his mark. And 99X36 are right back onto the counterattack.
Arsenal will fight. The bottom right corner was asking for that shot, and Arsenal obliged as it was played off the back wall. Everybody went for whatever, though. There was nobody back for the follow-up. And it will be Arsenal who, after a moment of calamity for whatever, though, puts it in and gives the lead to 99X36.
Yeah, it's just a tough way for the cookie to crumble. You had two defenders back, and you just weren't able to get things done. I mean, the defense needs to be a little bit more on their toes than that if you want to be beating 99X36. And speaking of 99X36, they'll be right back onto attack as Pigeon's going to be bringing this one. Passes it to Resno. Two defenders come in on it. It's going to be out to the side, and it's going to be Pigeon again maintaining control. Webb coming up off that side wall, will feed it around into the corner, looking for that center play. Won't be able to find it, though. Resno will be following up. It's going to be shot on, but Pigeon misses the touch, won't be able to be a little bit as concise as he needed to be, and they'll be getting away with basically a murder here, as whatever, though, probably should have gotten scored on there.
Crucial opportunity there, but one that they just could not find a shot. As I love that fake from Solar. Will play it to Tueler. Pigeon will be ready as Pig B can't get the challenge. I love that little play from Solar. It's a player that I think so often has, it really hasn't had a lot of time on the stream, but has definitely had a pretty impressive glow-up since his last week's performance. Now he will look for a chance on target. He'll play to the corner first, and then play in front of the net, but Pigeon will be there. This one pinched, but not very far. Thule moving across the goal line, will not have a player to shoot. Solar, Resino will have the block, and he'll win the challenge too. Up goes Pigeon to the back wall, can't take the double tap. And it will be played instead for Thule and whatever, though, as they're a goal down, in need of something with very little time to go. They'll play for offense with 60 seconds left for their series to continue, for their hopes of staying in the upper bracket to stay in the upper bracket.
If history has its way, it's going to be 99X36 taking this win, but whatever, though, they are players that are capable of getting anything done if they can find the right opportunities. But opportunities are few and far between with how 99X36 has been playing as Thule. Going to be immediately 50'd by Pigeon. The aggression mounting. The shot attempts just keep coming. They can't find their way out of their own third. It's going to be another attempt as Resinal and Pigeon combine for yet another shot. They're going to be screened by the ball. It's going to be out to the side, down towards the net. Pig B will be chasing this one down into his own corner with no boost. He's going to have to pop this one above his net. Thule taking over. One flip reset. Gets it over Pigeon. Looks to get it over second defender. Gets it around Lev. Off the back wall. Zeros on the clock. Whatever, though, will be falling into the lower bracket.
Yeah, there unfortunately meets a very expected end in the upper bracket, but they're not out just yet. As we mentioned, they'll be playing Concord University in the lower finals, so they'll get a little rematch from what we saw them do earlier tonight. Consistency is going to be key for whatever, though, in that upcoming match against Concord. It's going to be a tough thing to do here, but, you know, it's not tough getting yourself some amazing, getting yourself something to eat here. And you know what I like to eat? Gummy candies. Gotta give a shout out to our friends in League Trolley for sponsoring, continuously sponsoring these weekly events. Thanks to League Trolley for the amazing gummy candies and the amazing tournaments that you get to see tonight.
Yeah, I mean, I've always been a fan. Always been a fan of Trolley gummies. I unfortunately have had to stave off of my sweet tooth for a while, I had noticed that, with age, you get this wonderful thing called your metabolism slows down. You start putting on weight. So I have not been partaking of the Trolley gummies, but like you said, they are really good. So make sure you go ahead and get yourself some. And we'll be going and getting ourselves a quick little break. We'll be back in just a few minutes for the next matchup. Don't go anywhere. Double Commit will be coming right back at you.
You took my love, then gave it back. It's yours to leave, but it won't keep me from this heart. And I'll try to carry on again, but I never really knew that it was over.
Dreams collide in sleepless nights. Stars explode through blinding lights. Victories found in the fight. I'm on top, my soul ignites. Life's a game, we learn the rules. Twist and turn like misfit fools. Through the pain we break the chains. Find the win through loss and gains. I've got a heart that's never quitting. In this race I'm always sprinting. Feel the power, victory sings. Born to conquer, spread my wings. Castles built on hope's foundation. Rivers run with pure elation. Through the storm I'll find my way. Triumph shines like break of day. Tides may turn, but I remain steady, strong, won't yield to pain. In the end the truth will show. Strength and heart, the seeds we sow. I've got a heart that's never quitting. In this race I'm always sprinting. Feel the power, victory sings. Born to conquer, spread my wings. Tides may turn, but I remain steady, strong, won't yield to pain. In the end, the truth will show. Strength and heart, the seeds we sow. I've got a heart that's never quitting. In this race, I'm always sprinting. Feel the power, victory
coming!
In the city full of shadows and streets made of gold, the whispers of dreams that we all bought and sold. Everyone's chasing what they can't define, looking for answers in a bottle of wine. Get it, come get it if you think you can. Break through the noise like a madman. There's a fire burning deep in the night. Get it, come get it if you've got the might. The neon lights flicker and the crowd's on the brink. Fortunes are won, lost in the time that we blink. Gotta take a shot, no room for regret. Living on the edge, ain't done with it yet. Get it, come get it if you think you can. Break through the noise like a madman. There's a fire burning deep in the night. Get it, come get it if you've got the night. Don't wait for tomorrow. The moment is now. With a heart full of thunder, don't ask why or how. In the ruins of glory, find your ticket to ride. It's a roller coaster, baby. Buckle up for the ride. Get it, come get it if you think you can. Break through the noise like a madman. There's a fire burning deep in the night. Get it, come get it if you've got the night.
Thought another goal is all we needed. Taking second chances till we bleed. And when all the love had been depleted, we had but no choice to concede. As the stars were dancing in that line, past that we could never run. Oh, they were dancing way up high. Stars were dancing in that line. Future we will never run. Dirt on our feet was bone dry. It was bone dry.
All I wanna do is to put my arms around you and watch these moments fall back into place. All I wanna do is to make you stop and love me. How can I be blue when you catch me in these feelings like?
And we are back with some unfortunate news this time around. Unfortunately, whatever though is DQing from the tournament. One of their players had to go for the evening, so the win will be going to Concord University, and they will be going on to the grand finals with 99x36 having a 1-game advantage. As anticlimactic as that is, and I do apologize to everyone watching. Sometimes that happens. That is life. We can't prepare for everything to happen when it does. So, unfortunately, we would have liked to see the losers final and these two teams play, but it's just how things worked out. So far, though, it has been a very close tournament. We've seen a lot of good games out of these teams, and I really think that this last grand finals matchup will be a really good one, Sporty.
It definitely will be here. Concord 99x36. I'm sure it's not the way that Concord expected themselves to get to the grand finals, but I'm not surprised to see them here anyways. They're the number 1 seed, playing against last week's winner. 99x36 last time around did play the other high seed in that grand finals and swept them. So we'll see if that ever has a chance of reoccurring, but I expect that it's likely not going to be the case. This is going to be a tougher match for them on paper, albeit one that they definitely are prepared for. And I'm sure they knew that this was a likely matchup coming up as well.
Yeah, it definitely seemed like it was on the books with the caliber teams that are on these two rosters. So it's of little surprise to really anyone that any one of these three teams that were in this final stretch of the night we're going to be going on into this grand finals. Realistically, it could have been any three of them. It could have been 99x36, could have been whatever, though. Could have been Concord. It just depended on how they played. And it's like you said, like I said, it's just unfortunate that whatever, though, DQ'd. But, while we're getting this one set up, we'll pop back on to a quick break, maybe 2-3 minutes, and then we'll be right back to bring you that grand finals matchup of 99x36 and Concord University.
love you, love you. I do need you. Ooh, I love you, I do need you. All I wanna do is to put my arms around you and watch these moments fall back into place. All I wanna do is to make you stop and love me. How can I be blue when you catch me in these feelings like okay. I love you, I do. I need you, I do. I love you, I do. I need you. I love you, I do. I need you. Ooh, I love you, I do. Need you. Ooh, I love you, I do. Need you, I do. I love you, I do. Need you. I love you, I do. Need you. Ooh, I love you, I do. Need you.
Rising with each beat of the music is bringing real flames in the fire that keeps burning. We're inviting the night in. Welcome, my heart so full, I'm devoted.
And welcome on back to the riveting conclusion of Genesis Cup number 4. Once again, I am Lightning, joined in the booth by Sporty FC. We're going to be getting down to the wire here. 99x36. They're coming in with a 1-game advantage against Concord University. And it's just unceremoniously thrust upon into the grand finals. Concord University might have had some time to sit and kind of get cold, but same thing could be said for 99x36. Both these two teams have a lot of good players on there, so it's going to be up to anyone's imagination on what exactly could occur in this first game and how this matchup will play out.
9x36 do have the benefit of history, though. Last week, they were able to play one of these events, and they won their grand finals on a 4-0 sweep. It was very quick end to the night here. Obviously, I think this is a much tougher match than they had last week against a Concord University side that now actually have the fully starting roster in Crispy, CMOS, and Helix. But 9x36 with that game advantage, our team that generally are quite solid in grand finals and a very tough team to manage in the grand finals. They're already on offense here, trying to put that pressure on Concord University. They're going to get a very early meeting to the way that this team plays into why last week they were so dominant in a bracket that, while maybe not as, again, scary as the grand finals as this one is, why they're able to get through all the matches so easily, and why tonight is not, at least so far, not shaping up to be any different than their performance before.
Yeah, history has a funny way of repeating itself in this scene, as someone's going to be high. Pigeon has hold of the ball, goes for that far corner, won't be able to find it though. Helix will fire this one off of his own back wall. Lev containing control of this. Out to the middle. Pigeon with the shot. Top corner. Crispy will turn it away as CMOS trying to get this one out of the corner. It's going to be a full scramble to get this ball under control. Crispy will do so. Gets it by defenders. Resinal, the only one back. 50's on the goal line to keep this one out. 99x36 remains scoreless, as does this Concord University team. Both these teams have the capability of sustaining long offensive runs and a lot of pressure. It's going to really boil down to which one of them are able to find their opportunities more succinctly and in time for them to really matter.
Yeah, but Lev might be the one to do it here, as Crispy did get bumped, and I think you said it exactly here. Both these teams are able to sustain up pressure. It's not going to be a sort of quick offensive strike kind of game. It's going to be one where these teams are going to slow things down and want to hold their point, want to hold that play. It's also going to be a battle of much more low-scoring ways, and it just still happens to be the way that Concord University often shape up their match to be. This is a team that doesn't, as we've seen before, doesn't score all that many goals, doesn't have all that many plays that really work for them here. It's really going to be a low-scoring series where both these sides are just kind of waiting for the other to make that move, as an infield pass does not connect with Resinal. Pigeon will have the boost, but need to take on that challenge from Crispy as Lev. That one on target here. It will get over CMOS as Lev again set up for Pigeon. This one's just high, but surely it will be the first goal of the series. 99x36 after all that play breaks through with this shot from Resinal.
Yeah, this Concord University team, whenever they're on defense for too long, it just seems like they start to scramble around a little bit. They get a little bit in their own heads and allow their just composure to fall apart in the most crucial of moments. We've seen it a couple times tonight where they just needed to hunker down and get their heads under control and not allow the ball to just float around so freely. But they have not been able to rein in those mistakes quite yet, and every time it has been capitalized upon. First by whatever, though, now by 99x36. And they're going to have a little bit of time left to work with here, but 2 minutes is not a lot of time in Rocket League when you really get down to brass tacks. It's going to be Pigeon bringing this one into the corner. Out for Crispy off of that 50 into the sidewall. Helix will collect, pops it up high, and it will be by Lev, but Resinal is there to clean up that play. So out to the midfield it will go. Crispy pops this one up high. 50 with Lev. This one will be stalling out into the midfield. 9x36 doing a good job of maintaining their composure on defense and holding the line thus far.
Do you love this? As you said, they're holding that line, and it's right above that the box at the end of the field there. Any shot from in there is likely to go in, and 99 by 36 are not ones to try to let this Concord University team take shots against them here. Because it is a team that clearly they are not nearly as used to, but well, they're making their play style work, as I love that play from Lev, just keeps that extra touch going. Now challenged by Pigeon. This one is above the net, but it will be cleared away as Resinal will take it next. Infield pass finding Lev, but finding a brick wall, and Seamas as this one pinched down the field. Resinal gets by one, still moving. It will be Crispy to keep the play moving as Phoenix, not Pigeon, not Phoenix. Different bird, same move as Seamas will go to the back row. Second touch in front. Pigeon is waiting as he'll try to fly up fail, but he's gonna take this one down. Still not really much going through here as, again, only one goal scored. And 99-36 playing very comfortably because they know that goal can be all they need in this game to go up 2-0 in this best of 7 grand finals.
They've already had one double commit Genesis Cup go completely their way with a full sweep, and they may be looking to do just the same here in number 4. It would be a little unprecedented, though, for them to go 2 weeks back-to-back with complete sweeps, but Concord University, they are not a team that I think they will get that sweep against. Do think that this is going to be a little bit of back and forth. It's just going to fall down to whether or not Concord can get themselves under control and find those opportunities a little bit quicker. As 99-36, they managed to get away on game number 2 with just a 1-goal lead. I mean, there's a lot of shots by both these teams and a lot of saves, and I feel like eventually one of those opportunities would have had a chance to go in had they been able to sustain that pressure a little bit more on either one of those sides. It's going to be really up to the next game to see which side will crumble first, because I feel like this is how it's going to snowball. You get 1 goal in the first game, and I think it's just going to progressively get heavier and heavier scoring as we progress through this series.
Yeah, it definitely will be that case. And I also think it's, as you said, it's not really the Concord University team that we sort of expect here. We need to see if they can string games together against this 99-36 team. They haven't won game 2, so we haven't gotten to see what this team is like when they can get things rolling. So Concord University will just have to wait a little bit longer for their next play upfield. As again, we haven't seen them win in game 2. They, as you said, only lost by 1 goal, though. It shouldn't be a sweep. If they can string a couple games together, this could be a very long grand finals. But for now, that is a big what if. Here in game 3, you said it, this is really where they've got to prove themselves. If they can't do it here, they won't do it at all this series.
Yeah, and I think the last place you want to find yourselves in the grand final is on quadruple match point, as Crispy gonna be feeding this one into the center. Helix coming in hot and fast, gets demoed out of the way. Resinal's gonna have a lot of space to work with, but that is not the bounce he was looking for. So Concord University gonna have a little bit of breathing room to work with as this one sped out to the side for Crispy to get the clear.
I like that little passing play as well, and I like that move we said from Concord. That bounce from Resinal wasn't good enough on offense, and well, they're not exactly looking too concerned about that one. They still have plays upfield, but early challenged by Crispy now, and Concord's just waiting here. It's very patient, as we saw from him last game, but the question's not going to be on that patience. It's going to be, can they find ways to score on the other side of the field? As everybody's in the corner right now, they all really overlapped each other. And I'm surprised 99-36 don't have more players upfield. This is a team that is so willing to send everyone upfield. I'm surprised they didn't do it there, realizing that Concord University did not have all their bases covered.
And that could have been a really crucial error, like you said. One that probably should have been capitalized upon. And I feel like this could be a goal that's going to haunt 99-36 going into this game as this clock ticks down. I feel like Concord University aren't going to allow those mistakes for too much longer. At least I would certainly hope not when you're at the caliber that they are at or have been in the past. This one's going to be fed down the field by Pigeon. Crispy is going to be right on top of it. Has Seamas in the middle. Going to get a bump on Pigeon. Is going to allow Crispy to get a touch on it. Helix with the shot. Will find a wide open net. And they're going to find their first goal in this series. And they will find themselves up 1 goal in game number 3. And that, like I said, it could be the goal that's going to seal the deal. Had, this 99-36 team sent themselves downfield like they normally did and capitalized upon that play, this could be a entirely different script.
Be there help as well. That goal is right through a demo. There's no way for Pigeon to know when that ball is really bouncing off the back wall, except just knowing how fast it's moving, and such a tough read to have there for U99X36 is now they'll need to find more on offenses. They only had one goal last game. It's not going to be enough to win games sustained here, and I'm sure if there's any team that knows it would be 99X36, a team that themselves can't play defensively but don't entirely want to. They'll need to find more offenses. Lev kept away by Crispy as Pigeon will wait back. Helix saved away. Pigeon will win the challenge. But this one will be rolling all the way back as it's pinched upfield. Helix to the corner. Pigeon. Midfield pass, but again, nobody else there. This is so unlike 99X36 to stay this far back on offense.
I think that they just become a little bit aware of what threat that Concord University can be and what cards they hold. As that one finds its way in, Lev, who was a very big proponent in 99X36's victory, the last double commit Genesis Cup, will find his mark, and Simas just getting stuck on that top post. A little bit of an awkward position and a hard read to make. We're all tied up at 1, and that's just so unfortunate. You don't want to see a goal scored like that, but sometimes that's just how it happens.
Yeah, and just for a little bit of fun here as well, remember last week who they played against in the grand finals and swept? It was another collegiate team. It was Akron. So they've clearly had their matchup against a lot of collegiate teams here. 99X36 have been there before us. What a strike from Pigeon off the ceiling. I did not think he had that one, but I don't know why I doubt Pigeon, because he's done stuff like this before. He's done crazier stuff than this before, and he'll do it again here as Helix gets absolutely dunked on.
Yeah, and I mean, Pigeon, when he shows up, he shows out. And I mean, those mechanics speak for themselves. As Lars is going to have an easy walk-on home, wide open goal, as the second man, Helix, drives right by the ball. And unfortunately, that's going to result in a 2-goal lead for 99X36. If you're Concord University, you really got to be scratching your heads at this point. You were up by 1, and then all of a sudden, you're down by 2 almost as fast as you got that goal.
Yeah, it definitely feels like offense is falling apart here. 99X36 are falling the place. Concord can only hold on for so long, it seems. Another off the kickoff as Pigeon plays to Resinol. And man, for a game that was so close, Concord University just cannot seem to handle the plays that this side can do.
Yeah, they've really turned up the heat to 11 here. Not really giving them any space to breathe. You think they have a moment to just get themselves seated and figure out what they want to do, and then you have a player diving right on top of you almost immediately. And that's what 99X36 does so well. They will keep you off balance. If you are not ready for those quick challenges and thinking that you have more time than what you really do, you're going to be sorely mistaken, as this one's going to be out to the side. Helix pulling this one around the corner, looking for a shot attempt. Has Crispy on toe. Will get 50, and that ball is high off the back wall. 43 seconds remains in this game number 3, and 99X36 are poised to take it quite handily with a 3-goal lead.
This for Concord University, you gotta ask, what on earth do you change? Because this game has not been it. It's gotten more offensive, and that seems to only feed into 99x36. Yeah, another goal goes in from Resinol. And I mean, this game's over. It's over. Concord University at risk of being the second straight collegiate team in 2 weeks to be swept in the grand finals by 99x36.
And it could just be signs to come. You know, maybe Pigeon, Resinol, and Lev are all destined to be CRL champions come a couple years once they get up in there, as their time for that scene is definitely on the horizon. But still got a few couple years before that's surely realized. This one's going to be out to the side. CMOS, with time ticking down, I think it's safe to say that this one's going to be sealed and done, as it's going to be another shot. Lev trying to take a cheeky goal for the road, but won't be able to find the mark. So, match point for 99x36, and a it's going to be a reverse sweep opportunity for Concord University, who, like you said, they have a lot of things to figure out, a lot of questions up in the air of whether or not they're going to be able to get the job done, and maybe start throwing some curveballs here to 99x36, or whether or not this is going to be another collegiate team who's going to fall victim to this machine.
Clearly, it's not only a team that can beat whatever though every single time they play, but clearly a team that seems to have a history of taking down collegiate rosters in these grand finals. Well, Concord University are, as you said, are facing that problem here. 99x36 are only one win away. As we'll see how things go here. But 99x36, huge advantage, huge opportunity, and clearly they've done it before. This team is not facing any problems.
Yeah, I mean, any problem they have been facing, they corrected pretty quickly. Like, they're not allowing those going... I just completely lost my train of thought. I was trying to read the chat that was going off in the top corner. But, you know, I can't imagine what's going through their head right now coming into this match. You know, you have such a seasoned team of CMOS, Crispy, and Helix. These are three players that have been around for a long time, and they got to be asking themselves, like you said, what do they change? What can be done differently in order to change the trajectory of this match?
You said as well here, what can be done to change this one around here, as we'll get things sorted out in just a few moments. 99x36 and Concord University. It's now, as you said, quadruple match point. 99x36 are in the driver's seat, it feels like, for a team that came into this one as the second seed. Last time around, it was Akron Bold that they played, that they swept. But that match was different. They were the favorites in that matchup through the entirety of the bracket. This one, they are not. Concord University the number one seed, but clearly 99x36 might need to be rated better because they've already got a goal, and with a 3-0 series lead, they're now just a little under 5 minutes away from finishing off Concord and winning another tournament in a row against another collegiate roster.
Yeah, and I mean, it's not often that there's going to be another team in this bracket that's holding onto that one seed. Normally, that is 99x36, or at least this roster, who has gone by many names over the many moons that we have been able to cast for them, been able to see them play. The production team, you know, we all have a long history with this team, and it's interesting to see them not be the one seed for once in their long tenure. But regardless, it doesn't seem like it's bothering them whatsoever. They've been able to deal with this threat handily. They've come at this from every angle possible. They've leveraged every opportunity, and they've made short work of every team they've come across in this tournament. And it does not seem like that is going to be changing anytime soon, as Reznal going to be pitching this one down the field. In the corner, this one will go. Pigeon looking for the pass opportunity. Won't be able to find anyone, though, as Reznal is going to take it over. It's going to be off of the back wall. Helix not going to be able to do a lot. Lev gets one touch. Looking for the second. That's one's going to be screaming by Pigeon. Thankfully, Reznal respawns, able to get that one cleared away.
Again, just simple collective rotations, but everybody's overcommit. Crispy's the last one back, and he's going to get pushed out the way. Reznal forces it in, and 99x36, you can tell they're getting in the head of Concord University. We have not seen Concord University go for a double commit like that. That surprised me when CMOS and Helix went for the same play. You can tell 99x36 are in their heads, are in their mentality, and it is only making things worse for them.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Like, at this point, you don't expect yourselves to really be going down this quickly. I mean, you got 3 minutes left on the clock, 2 goal difference, and it's just been between this game and the last game. It definitely can be tilting. It definitely can be something that it just kind of gets into the back of your brain a little bit more as you play. But there are opportunities still to be had. There's 3 minutes left on this clock, and Helix will find one. There's plenty of time for this Concord University squad to find more in order to trudge their ways back out of the trenches and up onto the top of the hill. If they can just maintain some pressure, can they find the offense they need in order to run this one back on the reverse sweep?
Well, I love the fake kickoff here. CMOS will keep the ball as he'll get one around Reznal. Crispy. Lev to clear it back as CMOS again. Up is Crispy. Will leave it down. CMOS just shoots, but it will be a little wide of the net there around the back post as Helix tries another attempt. Double commit here for Concord. Another one in the middle of this play that is only hurting them as they continue to play. Now a play to double. Pigeon finds the goal. You just got Pigeon, Concord University. Welcome to the show.
It's a line I haven't heard pop up in quite a few weeks here, Sporty. I don't think we had the opportunity the last time we casted to throw that one out, but Pigeon, he has been the driving force of this offense tonight. I think he holds, at least from what I can count, 3/4 of the goals that we have seen 99x36 scored. As the night progresses, I mean, it's just been his form has just been getting better and better and better. But 2 minutes is left. It could be all we could see of him for this series if Concord University can't figure out something. Crispy's gonna fire this one off the back wall. Helix gonna follow it up. CMOS trying to find that far corner, won't be able to do so. Crispy's gonna be up to 50. Pigeon won't be able to get to the ball soon enough, so it's gonna be Helix firing this one off the sidewall. Won't find that second touch, and Crispy gets bumped. It's gonna be 99x36 relieving the pressure and then starting a counterattack of their own.
They are now to wait back, although they maybe shouldn't be. Helix is number 2, and Concord University outplaying those challenges using the space. 99x36 trying to play more defensively, but it is only playing into where Concord University wants them to be.
You got time left on the clock. It is a 1-goal deficit. There is definitely a hope and a dream for Concord University to run this one back against 99x36 if they can just hold on for long enough to not allow any more defensive mistakes. If they can just get themselves battened down on that offensive third, then they can certainly see themselves going on into another game in this series. But with the way that 99x36 have been playing, those opportunities are going to be few and far between. Crispy's going to feed this one out into the corner. CMOS will be chasing this one down. Gets beat out by Pigeon. He's going to be following this one off of the ceiling. Does get one touch, but it's going to be too soft. So they'll be CMOS collecting this one. Does not collect the 100 boost, so he's not going to be able to follow this play. This heel is going to be called upon in that back third to do something defensively. Pinches it out to CMOS. He's going to fire this one net side. It's too high. It's going to be off the back wall. And it's going to be finding its way into the back of the net. The defense for 99x36 just weren't able to find themselves in time, and it's just going to filter its way back into the net as Lev not able to get enough of a touch on that one to push it out to the side of the wall.
Pigeon touch before him as well. Just those quick breaks from Concord University have been enough so far, but there's still a lot of time left in regulation for one more late game goal here as CMOS taken away by Lev. Helix to clear things back. It's Resinol still waiting. Demo there. Open room for Resinol as he'll get around CMOS. He's still got CMOS chasing. This one blocked by Crispy. Helix already has 2 this game. Will play to the corner. Pigeon clears it back. CMOS sidewall. Second touch. We know you can hit these, but it will just trickle to the corner of the field, and where 99x36 can take it the other way as Lev got the bump. Pigeon can't get the ball. This one will bounce up in the air. Resinol doesn't have it. It's open. Oh, he missed. Still in front. Crispy can't take it. A big mistake in front, and that somehow doesn't end up in. Pigeon will clear, and we're into overtime. But only just barely. Concord University, you really feel like this game should be over by now. They should have a win here.
Yeah, I feel like that one definitely should have been theirs, and that's going to be one that they're going to want back. You get so close and fall so short. It's definitely something that can be so damaging. Lev has open room, and he will run it on home. Salt in the wound for Concord University. You come oh so close to sealing the deal for at least one in the series, and then fall short at the end. 99x36 with 2 back-to-back sweeps, and that one burns a bit. That one definitely burns a little bit.
Tragic end for a Concord University team that just never seemed to have it here against the 99x36. What a tough and terrible end for a roster that had such a difficult nights here in Concord University. But unfortunately, there's a reason why 99x36 are right now the current champions and why they are likely to stay that way in a tough end to their nights. But for 99x36, they're champions here of the Double Commit Genesis Cup. They retain their top holding here, and with another sweep in the grand finals, with another sweep in the winners finals as well, this team in 99x36 clearly are making it known they're going to be staying here for at least a little bit longer, and likely for a lot longer, considering where the Llama Champions left off, removing Nitro, adding in Resinol. Clearly, this team has found new ground, because I don't know, that Llama Champions team, while they continued to win, had issues with winning their matches convincingly. This 99x36 team, they're winning it convincingly, and they're doing it every single week.
Yeah, they definitely have seemed to eliminate a lot of those problems. They do rear their heads every now and then, but they are able to get them under control and under wraps a little bit more quickly than they have in past times. But, you know, this is still a fairly fresh series. I mean, we're only at number 4, and there's plenty more in store. I mean, this is unwritten history. I mean, it might be the same roster, and we can see a lot of similar names, but it's anyone's game at the end of the week. So we're finishing out one Wednesday. We will be going on with open eyes to next Wednesday. And I don't have any other closing thoughts, Sporty. So if you don't have anything to add, then, you know, unfortunately, at some point, we have to say goodnight.
Yeah, well, everybody, stay awake for just a little bit longer here while we let you know. Again, a reminder, thank you to our great sponsors and League Trolley is here as well, to our producer and Nick NCS. If you guys want to join future tournaments, !Discord, join our Discord server. We always post the upcoming events. We always have these Genesis Cups on every Wednesday, and then we have our 1v1 tournaments every single Friday. So 3's on Wednesday, 1's on Friday. That's all you need to know to join our future events, our future tournaments, and potentially maybe be the team that can finally dethrone Lev and Pigeon, because so far it feels like we've sent the house at them, and no one can stop these guys.
Yeah, they have come up victorious in every aspect of the way. You know, you come out of them with 2 really strong collegiate teams who have shown themselves to be very prolific players in their own right, and both times they have shut them down 4-0. So this could be a long-lasting roster who we see do really good things in the future. I mean, it's going to be up to them how they decide to play into this role of this new team. But, you know, like I said, I don't have anything else to add, Sporty. So without further ado, I'm going to say good night to all of you watching. Thank you for tuning in. Big thank you to Nick for producing. You know, always a big honor to have the man himself in the background. Unfortunately, again, I'm not going to ask him to sing this time around. I remembered. One of these times I'm going to ask you to do it. I'm going to get you to do it, Nick, because we have some wanting people in the backgrounds that would want to hear your beautiful singing. But for this week, I'm going to say that's going to draw to a close. You all lovely folks, have a great night, and we'll see you next week.
생각해 또 나도 몰라 what did I do so wrong 다 비슷하게 살아가는데 꿈은 이뤄지는 게 아니라 꾸는 거라 생각하며 살아왔지 아무것도 아닌 나에겐 누가 말해줬지 진짜 원하면 언젠간 되지 말만 잘하는 사람이 되기 싫어 진짜 잘해 이젠 나도 할래 I'm gonna be a legend We're gonna be a legend 우리가 해냈다고 다 고개를 끄덕일 수 있게 I'm gonna be a legend We're gonna be a legend 그때까지 나랑 같이 갈래 손을 잡아줘 Sometimes I don't know what to do am I doing